Hey everyone, I'm Jason, and welcome back to the Epic Battle Fantasy Collection. I've already played through the original Epic Battle Fantasy game here on the channel, and today I'm going to continue with the series by playing Epic Battle Fantasy 2, which was first published on August 17th, 2009. Fight your way through waves of enemies and save the world from fascism. Turn-based RPG style. This is a direct continuation of the first game, now with leveling up, upgrades, and other mechanics added. This game is played with the mouse and takes 1 to 2 hours to beat. There are only 2 save points. The original plan for the Epic Battle Fantasy series was to make many short games using the same game engine, with the main difference between games being the monsters you fought. I had already made some small money from third-party advertisements in my previous games, but Epic Battle Fantasy 2 was my first sponsored game, meaning that a major website, ArmorGames.com, had paid me handsomely to bring traffic directly to their website. This was life-changing, as it was the first time I realized that making games could be a full-time job for me. As such, this is when I stopped using characters and music that I didn't have the rights to, and teamed up with Furna to make original soundtracks for my games. Anyway, the plan to pump out many short games would have been very profitable in the web game ecosystem at the time. However, I got more ambitious, and Epic Battle Fantasy 3 ended up being 5 times bigger than this one. This paid off in the long term, as my games became big enough for players to happily pay for them, rather than needing to rely on ads. Epic Battle Fantasy 2 has changed a lot in this re-release, but mostly in subtle ways. It turns out the game had a lot of bugs. Most were minor, such as skill and upgrade descriptions not being accurate, but some were very serious, such as player defense upgrades not doing anything at all. Anyway, here's a list of additions. Volume controls and UI improvements, the 0 difficulty setting, the masochist difficulty settings, rebalanced upgrades to make more player builds viable, added a bunch of completely new upgrades, added 7 new achievements, around 80 bugs fixed. And these will be the various achievements, or medals, located within the game. So, let's get started, shall we? Achievement unlocked! Epic Battle Fantasies! Got a fantasy just for starting the game. Presumably that's for opening both the first and second of the Epic Battle Fantasy games. So they have the mini-games, which, if memory serves, are also part of the main game. But now there's... and that might have been true in the original as well, I don't know, but you can play them directly in the main menu. If memory serves, I think that was true in the original Flash version as well. Then art gallery and credits. So, we'll take a look at those, I think, after playing through the game. New game. Choose a difficulty setting. This cannot be changed later. I think normal sounds just fine. After the events of the first game, the world was left in a devastated state. The menacing evil that was terrorizing the universe was destroyed, but with such force that the seismic and gamma waves tore the Earth apart. It was not an ideal victory. For many years, the sky was covered with a thick, poisonous smoke, and the global climate took a radical twist. Many creatures began to mutate from the effects and became vicious, attacking people and spreading further disease. Although the Earth eventually began to recover, the order was severely disrupted. There was much competition as to how the human race could be strengthened as to avoid another similar tragedy. So, There is no ideal webcam placement. It's always going to be blocking some of what's going on screen, and it looks like I'm blocking the head of the, but presumably Lance, in this depiction. While survivors debate and struggle to rebuild their lives, an ambitious man takes this opportunity to conquer the lands. Gathering an army of beasts and machines, he rampages across the continent, destroying all life in his way in the name of peace. After a slow and painful recovery, our heroes prepare for another epic battle. They have mastered new skills and met new allies along the way to replace their fallen and forgotten comrades. Bit of a challenge to go from destroying the world in the first game to start, normally that's the end of the story, as opposed to like, well, we destroyed the Earth, now how do we continue with the series? But I suppose this is as well as you could do with that as your starting premise. So yes, we have Matt and Natalie here. Their journey begins in the Kitten Kingdom, whose occupants have shown them kindness and support whilst they were injured, but now they must make a hasty escape. Okay. Oh, I'm blocking some of the dialogue up top. Ooh. That was Natalie saying the kittens are adorable. I'm going to want to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the webcam settings, and I will be back for you instantaneously. Here we go. Okay. So let us resume. Matt, R.I.P. poor cat. I don't know why we need to escape and couldn't just leave, but for purposes of starting the gameplay against some relatively weak enemies, I suppose. Gnats, they have rabies! Matt, out of the way, we're in a hurry! Got a max potion. So yes, I, like Natalie, am not too fond of facing off against the cats who make adorable meowing sounds when they die. If shown by nothing else, by the amount of cuteness in the games that I play on the channel. Miss. So yeah, I'm just using the basic attacks because I want to save up my magic power for the stronger enemies that will appear a little later. And because these attacks are so weak that I can just use a simple healing spell to regain them back very quickly when I decide to do so. Got a max potion. Okay. It's about healing time. Heal more! Gnats, let's try not to die too quick. Nats, let's try and blind this one. Okay. Nats, stop treating me like a potion. I will be doing that constantly throughout the entire run. Elemental weaknesses, poison and fire. Ooh, I have a limit break. Not gonna use it just yet. Matt, coward! Well, Natalie defending gave us a lot of magic points in the last game, so discouraging her from using it is not a good idea. Of course, I'm just deciding the moves here, so I suppose he would be calling me a coward, but it is actually a very useful strategy. Stole your HP, punk. Got an ether. Medal unlocked. Kitten cart. Wave complete. Oh, I see. I'm not stacking that. I'm just choosing one of the following options. Okay. I mean, Potion Thief sounds good. And mana's gonna come in handy. Area clear. So it doesn't look like there's an overworld map in Epic Battle Fantasy 2 either. So I carried over the limit break, which I will in all likelihood save for the boss of this area. Just use a basic attack for now. Yep, that takes out half of one of their health. Feels good. If I haven't said it already during this video, the music for these games is very good. So it looks like they both have limit break. Be a good idea to heal both of them in case the next wave of foes is slightly more powerful. Hope that's enough fan service. So, yes, that is Natalie's limit break, or at least her basic one for this game. And it heals both of the player characters. Got an antidote. Eek, it touched me. Time to heal. They are both poisoned now. Foot and mouth disease cured. Okay, so Purify works on both of them. I don't have to choose between them as I did in the first game. Wave complete. Boost the power of standard attack by 999%. So Natalie's basic attack is really weak, but 999% is a lot. So that might have been part of the rebalancing in the re-release here for Steam. So I'll take that one. Area clear. Guardian, you shall not pass. So this seems as good a spot as any to end part 1 of this playthrough. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first video in this playthrough of Epic Battle Fantasy 2. Join me in the next video in a few days to see part 2.